At hand, this gentleman has guided the Raging Cajuns to new heights each and every year that he's been here. He's only been here 2 years, 21 wins over the past 2 years, I believe second highest total in the Sun Belt during that time span. And now he continues to put his imprint on our program. Here to talk about the upcoming third season, leading the program, which just started with preseason practice this past Friday at the Moncla. The head coach of Raging Cajuns men's basketball, Marlin.
Thanks, Matt. You guys got to bear with me a little bit under the weather. Starting practice on Friday, I don't have much of a voice, but it is better today than it was yesterday being in practice. We've had a good start of official practice on Friday. We've had 3 good days. We've got a very young basketball team, one of the youngest in the country. We only have 1 senior. We have 6 freshmen out of 11 scholarship players, so more than half of our roster is made up of freshmen. We do have some good experience back in the backcourt. We like the guards that are coming in. We like the guys who were here last year, and look forward to being better in the backcourt. We don't have the experience up front, but yet we do have some guys who are capable of getting the job done, and we're excited about their work ethic and what they bring to our basketball team. We are going to try to play a little bit different this year and play to our strengths. I had a coach, people ask me all the time about our size. Well, we had a coach one time that said when you get in trouble, you play small, and when you get in real trouble, you play smaller. And we've done that the last few years. The NBA does it as well. If you noticed, Oklahoma City and San Antonio, it's done on every level. So we'll just start the games off a little bit smaller, and it'll cause some mismatches for the other team as well. We look forward to continuing to improve. We got 3 weeks of practice with a scrimmage and then an exhibition game, and then we'll be ready to go on the 11th against Oakland University out of Michigan here at the Cajun Dome on a Sunday afternoon, first season opener. Questions? Also, before I start, I will say that Alfred has 2 things he's done to improve. His free throw shooting. One is he got a physical exam this summer, and we noticed that he needed some corrective lenses, so we got him some contact lens. That helps a little bit when you see what you're shooting at. But most importantly, all kidding aside, he's spent a lot of hours in the gym shooting free throws, shooting his 3-point shot. He's really expanded his game, and he's ready to be a lead guard. I don't necessarily consider Alfred a point guard, I do, but he's a lead guard. He can lead the club, and he also can score baskets. So we're looking forward to him having an outstanding year.
Questions for Coach?
What are you looking forward to most with the smaller lineup, and what do you like about a backcourt with Alfred, Bryant, Alan Michael? I imagine, faster tempo.
Yeah, we do want to dictate tempo on both sides of the ball. These guys can defend, they can score the ball, they're experienced. Alfred has good size at the 1, and we feel that he's as good as getting to the paint as anybody in our league. It doesn't matter about his age. Last year, our 3rd game of the year, we were playing San Francisco out in the Bay Area, and Alfred, with 30 seconds to go, down 1, had the ball in his hand with a pick and roll, and made a good pass. We missed the shot, but we had confidence in him. And also in that game, he was 7 for 7 from the free throw line. So to start off, he just had a rough streak during the middle of the year. But it's a guards game. Travis always has been and always will be.
Coaches, I know it's a little early in the practice, but who may be 1 or 2 guys that have really stuck out to you so far, and who may be a bit of a surprise to you thus far as well?
Well, a lot of them have done a good job. Everybody's done well. We like all our freshmen. Elridge Moore is a guy that transferred in from Lamar State, Port Arthur, out of Texas, that plays extremely hard. He was an all-district MVP out of St. Augustine High School a couple years ago. Undersized, but really has a great work ethic. Stephen Ronkowski is a young man that played at St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Hammond for a great coach at Earl Goff. Stephen's done very well and has a great feel for the game, just like we thought when we saw him as a sophomore 2 years ago. Those 2 guys are certainly doing well. Sean Long has improved improved and has definitely gotten better at rebounding the basketball. It's something he's got to continue to do. He can score the ball, but we need him to rebound. Bryant Bomaloo is a third-year guard with our most experience. He's really shot the ball to dribble well. Last year he had some really good three-point shooting games and had a good stretch late in the year. But this summer he's increased his consistency through his workout effort and his shots that he's gotten up. So we feel like he, Mike, and Alfred can all score in the backcourt. But all the guys have done well. We're excited about this group. Just a lot of teaching going on when you only have one senior and two juniors on your scholarship roster.
Coach, what would you say is the most challenging thing with all the personnel turnover? What's the most challenging thing that you guys have had to face?
Just a lot of teaching going on. We were fortunate, George, this summer the NCAA passed a rule where we were able to work with our guys for 2 hours per week, and we had 10 of our 11 scholarship players here this summer. So we were able to get 2 hours per week and get them a head start over the fall workouts that begin when we start class in fall. And we were able to do some teamwork. After October 15th, I think we had 16 practices, and that gave us a little bit of a benefit too. But there's an awful lot of teaching going on with the young group because your older guys help coach and lead those young men on the court and off the court. And that's the kind of program that we want to have. And we just don't have enough older guys right now, having one senior. But a lot of teaching going on.
Coach, Alfred mentioned playing faster. What's the key to making that really important? I mean, obviously you've got to finish when you're on the break. Is it increase or decrease the importance of outside shooting? I mean, what's the key to making that a real strength, you know, against bigger teams?
Got to be in a great condition. We've got to run the floor hard and both ways. We pride ourselves on running an offense, but to be honest, we'd like to score more than the 68 points or so we scored last year. There's 50 points out there per game for somebody to pick up, and we'd like to even have more than that. We'd like to be in the 70s. And we've got to run the floor to do that. We've got to take care of the basketball. We were last in the league in turnovers last year. We were last in the league in free throw percentage last year. Those two things will not happen this time. Defensively, we've got to get back and cover our basket, but we also got to be able to dictate the tempo and press the other team into some mistakes. We've got to increase our turnover margin, which goes hand in hand with the turnovers that we had last season.
When y'all had the great finish 2 years ago, free throw shooting was a huge part of that. And I know we've already belabored that, but why do you think y'all are going to be better at free throw shooting? Do you just like the kids who are shooting more? I mean, and it seemed like if you're going to play small, you have to be able to be a great free throw shooting team. I think that's going to be really important.
You always try to get to the free throw line, and you try to make more than the other team attempts. Last year, or 2 years ago, you're exactly right. During that stretch, our offense is set up where we give each other one-on-one opportunities and chances to get to the basket and take advantage of mismatches, and that'll be even bigger positive for us this year, hopefully. Last year, the two guys that shot the most free throws with Kobe and Alfred, they were our worst free throw shooters. So we're going to be better because we've got better free throw shooters, basically, like you said. And we'll have to take advantage of that.
Of the freshmen, which ones do you foresee getting the bulk of the playing time? And of those, what do they bring to the the freshmen that you figure to get the most time?
I feel like they're all going to be able to play. Casey Shepard's a young man that's much like Alfred. He had a great high school career, moves well with or without the ball, has really good speed, but he shoots the ball better than Alfred did as a freshman. And he can score. He can play the off-guard position as well. So he and Alfred will wind up playing together some to close out some games, hopefully, when we go smaller. Stephen Rankowski's done well. Josh Soto has shown some glimpses. And certainly Matt Moss and Sean Long are two biggest guys. Matt's really shot the ball well, can stretch defenses, very good three-point shooter, and Sean can shoot the three and stretch defenses as well. So all of our freshmen, Cornell Barnett's had his moments too, and he's a banger, bruiser, about 6'7", 215, that likes contact and likes to compete. And our team's going to be built off toughness and chemistry. We're off to a good start there. We've got a great locker room, and as Alfred alluded to earlier, guys are working hard, and it's going to be a good year for us.
With so much teaching going on early, what are some of the goals that you hope to accomplish these first few weeks of practice?
We've got to set the tone of how we're going to play. And I think we've done that already to an extent. But we have to make sure that offensively we can be where we need to be, defensively be where we need to be. Because, as we said, these next few weeks are going to go fast, and before you know it, we'll be playing Oakland. We have a very challenging schedule early. And one of the things we've not done so well in the past 2 years is win non-conference games. And as Matt alluded to, we're second in the league in the number of conference games we won at 21 and 11. But we've lost some games on the road that we could have won the last 2 years, so we want to start earlier, but we're doing it with younger people, and we're playing a tougher schedule, so it's going to be a challenge to get more things in earlier and try to fine-tune those.
Anything else for Coach? Good?
Rebounding is obviously going to be something we're going to be talking about a lot all season, playing smaller. So, how do you go about trying to not get beat so much on the board? Obviously, the guards have to rebound. How much of a concern is that?
Well, I challenged Alfred earlier in his individual meeting this past week to lead the league in rebounding from the guard position, and I think he can do that. We may not rebound above the rim, but they all count the same in the statistics, whether it's a missed free throw or even a dead ball rebound that goes out of bounds. So we're going to chase long rebounds. It'll be a team effort. There are a couple of senior-laden teams in our league and a couple of teams that are really good on the front line in our league. And just like we did with Tony Mitchell last year, we'll have to come up with a game plan to give our guys a chance to be successful and get the ball out of those guys' hands. But rebounding will be a team effort, and we'll have to make up for it in other areas. We've been one of the best rebounding teams in the league, if memory serves me correct, the last 2 years. And this year we probably will drop a little bit. But it's not about how many rebounds you get, it's which side of the ledger you're on, left to right after the game's over.
Anything else for Coach? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.